Devotion for Thursday, May the 6th. I want to ask you today to be praying for George and Kathy Bruffman. We're in 1 Corinthians chapter 4 today. One of the difficult things about doing devotions through especially the epistles and things is you feel like you have to choose to leave so much out that you would like to touch into. So today I'm actually just doing the first couple of verses because I think it's something that can speak to every one of us. Paul says this, "Let a man so consider us as servants of Christ and stewards of the mysteries of God." A steward is somebody that manages something that belongs to somebody else. Well, the mysteries of God belong to God. But Paul was one of the people that God had entrusted with those ministries, and he was called a steward of them. And he goes on to say, "Moreover, it is required in stewards that one be found faithful." One be found faithful. Now, Paul had a special stewardship. Obviously, so much of the New Testament was written by him. But I want to submit to you that every one of us is a steward, as a Christian, is a steward of the manifold grace of the gospel of Jesus Christ. The Lord has entrusted us with this gift to share with other people. Faithfulness, one of the attributes of God is faithful. I want you to just think about this with me for a moment. Suppose that you needed to have a heart surgery. And they told you, said, "Hey, we can get you an appointment with the absolute best surgeon there is to have that procedure done." And so you're feeling really good about that. This guy is renowned. So you have to show up at the hospital super early in the morning because you're early on the docket. And all of a sudden they come in after all the prep work is done and they say to you, "Hey, I'm sorry, the doctor's not going to be here today." And you say, "He's not going to be here." And they say, "Well, it's a beautiful day outside and the doctor really likes to play golf. So sometimes when it's pretty, he goes out and plays golf and doesn't come to do his surgeries." We know it would not matter how talented he was if he was not faithful, if he was not dependable. I've pastored for 40 years. I tell you, I have really come to be so grateful for people who are faithful. I have had the privilege over the years of pastoring people, and you learn it from a track record. People that tell you they're going to do something. And after walking with them for a while, you soon learn you don't have to be concerned whether or not it was going to get taken care of. They have shown it. They have proven themselves faithful. Unfortunately, I've had the other part of it too, where people have said, "Hey, Pastor, I'll take care of it." And they didn't take care of it. And they may have been extremely gifted people, but they were not faithful. I want to submit to you, we all have different stewardships. And faithfulness is key. Mother's Day is coming up Sunday. Thank God for faithful mothers. I have had faithful women in my life, my mom, my wife. I see my daughters with their children, and we commend faithful moms. We need faithful dads. We need people that are, as Christians, that are faithful in our jobs because that is part of our testimony. Whatever it is that God gives us to do, we need to see it as a stewardship that God has asked us to do, and in it to be faithful. Now, we live in a world, maybe especially even in the church, where we say what success is. We have this visual picture, even in the church, of what success is. Sometimes, though, our view of success may not be God's view of success. See, God's view of success is faithfulness. It is obedience. It's interesting to me with both Isaiah and Jeremiah. God told them to go proclaim a message. And you know what he said to them? But they're not going to listen. So we're saying, well, if they're not going to listen, then why should I bother to go? We go. They went because God told them to go. They were faithful to God. Matter of fact, the 27th verse of Jeremiah chapter 7 says this: Therefore you shall speak all these words to them, but they will not obey you. You also shall call to them, but they will not answer you. But what did Jeremiah do? He went. He obeyed the Lord. I just want you to realize today, don't ever think what you do is insignificant. If God has placed something into your hands, do it as unto the Lord. And be faithful. Be faithful in what God has given you to do. And understand that truthfully with everything, we are stewards, because we really have nothing that the Lord has not given unto us. It is required of one that a steward be found faithful. Hey, won't you thank God for somebody today who's been a faithful example of a steward to you? Maybe even reach out and just thank them for that. And I hope especially this Mother's Day, you'll take time to thank your faithful mom.